right. Jai Baba, dear friends and family, greetings from Mehrabad, a very desolate Mehrabad. Because of this pandemic, of course, it's so deserted here right now, even though there are many of us here, but of course, like everywhere, due to the corona restrictions, we cannot meet, socialize, samadhi is locked, no prayers, no arti. So it's a different time period that Baba's putting us through. We all have our own thoughts and wonder as to why Baba's putting us through all this. The only thing to remember is that it's His will, His doing, and our job is just to accept it and hold on to His Dharma. While all this is happening, a thought came to me that I'd heard a story that Erich told once in Mandi Hall. Many years ago, a Baba lover from Bombay had come to take Baba's darshan. And as Baba would do, ask after him, how are you and how are things in Bombay? And this person said, Baba, you know, you have no idea how horrible Bombay is. It's so crowded, you know, there's hardly room to stand at the railway station. There's no room on the trains. It's really terrible. As we know, Bombay has thousands and thousands of people on the streets. And I was thinking, well, during this lockdown, probably it's come close to what Baba said would happen. Sorry, I forgot the punchline. Baba told this man, don't worry, a day would come when you would walk. Now, I'm not clear as to which suburb of Bombay Baba mentioned, but say it was from Colaba to Bandra. Baba said you would walk from Colaba to Bandra or wherever, and you wouldn't come across another person. So I was thinking, well, this lockdown is close to that, but of course, nowhere near. I mean, even now, there are still hundreds of people out and about. So anyway, that's my little sermon from the hill. And talking of the hill, now to share a Baba story. Dear Preeti and Buzz have been...
Preeti and Buzz or Wendy and Buzz?
Preeti and Buzz have been asking us to share some Baba stories, cajoling us, persuading us. Many emails have come, and well, I think it's time to share a story and not keep ignoring their emails. Of course, this is meant for both of us, but Amrit's totally opted out, so left it to me. So talking of the hill, Mehrabad Hill, a story which I'd sent by text to Buzz, I'll share with you on this video link. The story is that in the 1954 Sahavas, which took place here at Mehrabad, as some of you probably would have heard their talk, Gulna and Freni mentioned in their talk, Baba gave Vilu the responsibility of catering for the Western men. So Vilu had set up a kitchen here on the hill where Mansari's kitchen used to be, in front of the tin shed. She brought her staff from Vilu Villa, and they would cook food for the Western men. because Baba knew Vilu's staff knew how to cook Western style food. So Vilu herself couldn't even fry an egg, but she knew how to supervise. So every evening she would come to check out what was happening and how things were. And very frequently we'd be back from school. When I say we, that's myself and Franny. We'd be back from school, so Vilu would bring us along with her to Mehrabad. And of course, as we get here, we would be ushered towards Baba to greet him, and then we'd mingle amongst the crowd, and then we'd go off and start playing games on our own while Vilu was checking on the staff there, the kitchen staff. So this particular story is that on one occasion when we were brought here by Vilu, I saw Baba playing table tennis under the tin shed in front of Mansari's kitchen. There was a table tennis table there, and Baba was playing a game against two Western men. I have no idea who they were. So of course I got drawn to this. So as always, initially we were ushered to go and greet Baba. So we waited till there was a break, and then we rushed to greet Baba. So after greeting me, Baba said, "Oh, good, you're here. You can help me. You can be the ball boy." So I was happy that I was given a task. So of course I'd wait, and when somebody missed the ball and it went flying off the table, I'd go running off after it like a puppy dog and bring it back to Baba. And every time I brought it back to him, I'd get a little pat on the head. Sometimes it wasn't Baba's turn to serve, but I'd still bring the ball back to him, since I knew that my reward would be a little pat on the head. Of course, the Western men would keep shouting, "No, bring it to us, boy, bring it to us." And I would just ignore them. So that's one memory, my childhood memory with him. And again, during that 3 weeks, Sahavas, 3 incredible weeks as it's called, Baba had given that public mass darshan program at Wadia Park, where hundreds, maybe thousands of people were assembled to have Baba's darshan. So again, Franny and I, we were taken there. So we joined the queue, and since we were small, people kept saying, "Oh, no, you go to the front, go to the front." So very soon, we were in front of the line. And as I came up to the dais platform where Baba was seated to receive my prasad from Baba, Baba said, "Oh, good you're here. You can help me hand out the prasad." So I felt very important. I jumped up on the platform, it wasn't very high, and sat there helping to hand the prasad to Baba to give out. But as young as I was and as quick as I thought I was no match for Baba. So after just a few times, Baba turns to me and said, "No, you're no good. Yeah, go." So what little ego had bloated in me was soon dispatched. And then I went back into the crowd and just again waiting there with the rest of the crowd, waiting for us to be taken back home. To my amazement, I saw that since the crowd was so huge and the time had run out and Baba couldn't give darshan to everyone there, Baba had decided to go and climb onto the car that was waiting there to take him. So of course, as soon as I saw this, both me and Franny, we rushed towards the car, thinking, hey, this is so great. Look at Baba. I mean, he's able to climb onto the car. And the next day when I went to school, of course, I bragged about it. I said, my uncle, he's so well known, he's so famous. There was a huge gathering at Wadia Park, and you know what? He even climbed onto the roof of the car. Yeah. So, this is the two stories I could share with you. And one story I'd like to steal from Money Auntie. I'm sure a lot of people would have heard this. I was fortunate that all those years that I spent recording in Monday Hall, this is one of the stories I'd recorded. And it's the story of Money Auntie talking about her childhood times in Baba House. So this is a funny story. She says that her mother, Shireen Mai, had an elderly Iranian lady friend who would pop in frequently to visit and chit-chat with Shireen Mai. And whenever Money would come back from school or from playing outside, whatever, she would be like all us kids were, through respect, was told to go and greet this lady. Now this lady was very warm and loving and kind, but Money said, she would always bend down and she would give me these slobbering wet kisses. So of course the first thing I'd do is rush off to the washroom to wash my face. And of course my mother would be shouting after me, "Shh, Money, come back, come back." So of course, reluctantly I would come back and then, just greet the lady. And on one occasion, this lady Money says, she looks down at me and says, "My child, and what will you become when you grow big?" So Money says, I looked up at her and I said, "I will be as old as you are." And mother thought, this is a little cheeky. So she said, "Money, okay, you go now." And then later on, Money says, I turned to my mom and said, "Mom, Memo, you have such silly friends. They don't even know what I'll be when I grow up." Well, I just want to end with a quote I just heard a couple of days ago. There's a program on the BBC, and you can't beat the BBC for their programs. Yes. Yeah. So during this pandemic lockdown, where you're indoors most of the time, that's a great relief for me to be able to listen to the BBC. And so anyway, I'm just bantering on here. But there's a program called Quote Unquote, and sometimes you get to hear some incredible quotes. So just a couple of days ago, I heard this quote. I can't remember who said it, but the quote is that people die, but love never dies. And we're so fortunate that the one who is the ocean of love we are connected to. So that's my little spiel right here. Jai Baba dears. Nice getting an opportunity to say something, but there are many other people, Baba people, with much better stories and much better at telling them. So next time, think of someone else. Jai Baba.